I don't know if you've seen the video, but personally, I'm blown. There's a woman, her name is Tish Monster. She's talking about how her mother-in-law had this tattoo put on her body that is supposed to represent her 3 mixed race grandchildren. She's talking about how her husband never really said anything to his own mother who did this to represent his kids. The family is making it seem like she's just overreacting, too sensitive, too woke, basically saying she's crazy. She asked her mother-in-law to cover it up. She don't want to see it. She don't want to be around it. Her mother-in-law's like, whatever. Baby, there's no way. Not my kids. That woman would never see my kids a day in her life. Nobody in my family on that side of the family would see my kids, as a matter of fact. I'm blown. Go check it out.
When she first got that tattoo, I asked her to cover it up. And at first she told me no. And I said, cool. I just don't want to be around you. Didn't really say too much about it. The next day, she said, hey, I'll cover up around you. I'm so sorry. I was like, cool. I want to cover it up everywhere around me. Not just my home, everywhere. She said, cool. That's not what happened. When she ended up moving back home, I would be in other areas of town and of gathering, and I was trying to be civil for the kids, for my husband, trying my best to just deal and not, but nobody was taking it seriously enough. I would go to another family member's house and she would have it out. I would go to a little bar where it's like a very...
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It is really amazing just in case you see me for the very first time. I hope you do consider subscribing on the channel, and to all my returning subscribers, guys, thank you so much for the love and support, because whatever you add on onto this channel, it honestly means a lot to me. So there is a story that has gone so viral on TikTok mostly. If you've been out there and you honestly don't believe that race do exist, I think this is the perfect example for you to actually believe that people are really racist and they can really be racist to their own family. Now, here is the full story. This black lady, she's married to a white man. So they have 3 children, and therefore those are biracial kids. And now she has a mother-in-law who is this white lady. Now this white lady went and got a tattoo on her hand, and the kind of tattoo that she has gotten is the tattoo of the chimpanzees. 3 chimpanzees, literally representing the 3 children, the biracial kids, her grandchildren. Now, if you've been here and you really don't believe in racism, how people can be so mean, imagine people not even embarrassed can literally come out and do it to her own children, her own grandchildren. People do have mean hearts. She's not even ashamed at all to be like, at least let me hide it from my family. I don't know what you guys think. She couldn't hide it. And this shows that she actually hates her biracial, her grandchildren. That means she also hates the daughter-in-law, who's the black lady.
Okay, let me say this. The white grandmother who got 3 chimpanzees or monkeys tattooed on her arm to represent her 3 black grandchildren. She did it on purpose, and she did it because she's mad that her son, who's a mama's boy, married a black woman and not a white woman. See, the grandmother is white. Her husband was black. Her son is biracial, but her son married a black woman and not a white woman. Just because someone non-black marries a black person doesn't mean they like the community or black people. They just happen to like the puss or the ding-a-ling they're getting from the black person that they're with. Period. She did it on purpose. She knew what she was going to do. She knew it was going to cause a discourse between her and the mother of those children. But it's not going to cause a discourse between her and her son. Hence why the girl is now leaving the son. Okay, Bye.
Do you know how racist you have to be to go out and intentionally get a tattoo of 3 baby apes to represent your 3 mixed grandchildren? This creator came on here telling her story on how her mother-in-law, her white mother-in-law, went out and got a tattoo of 3 baby apes to represent her kids. The creator's name is Tish. She goes by Tish Monster on TikTok. And she and her husband are both mixed, which just means the mother-in-law laid down with the black man and had a mixed baby of her own. So you had your own mixed kid and you just stayed ignorant? Tish also said that the mother-in-law called her babies monkeys previously. Before getting that tattoo done, she had already called these babies monkeys. That should have been the last time she saw those kids. Monkeys? Every time I open up this app, I just come across the craziest stories.
Tish Monster, since you can't say what you would want to say, let us handle it, right? Because your mother-in-law, the grandmother of your children, of your 3 children, your black children, biracial, whatever you want to call them, they're black, right? Grandma is racist. Your husband don't give about your feelings, right? Because if you had a legitimate issue with what she put on her fucking arm to represent your kids, and he brushes it off like it's nothing, he does not care about you. To invalidate your wife's concerns shows that he has 0 fucks, or he gives 0 fucks about you. And it shows that he'll cater to his mother's fuckery than to care about his wife's feelings. Now, I'll say this, and this is why I say that she's racist as
You ever see a TikTok that leave you with more questions than answers? I saw a TikTok, black lady married 3 kids. She has a white mother-in-law. The mother-in-law gets a tattoo for her 3 black grandkids. This tattoo, according to Black Mom, is so offensive. When she got the tattoo, she asked her, she said, you need to get that covered up. The mother-in-law was like, no, I'm not getting it covered up. Black Mom is like, you know what? When I'm around you, at least you need to cover it with something so that I don't have to see it. I'm thinking to myself, man, this tattoo must be pretty bad, but I can't even imagine, like, what is it, right? She goes on throughout the TikTok to talk about several instances where she's around white mother-in-law and she makes sure before she brings her kids in, before she's around her, she's got that tattoo covered up, right? I know what you're thinking. Is it that bad? Let me show you. This is the tattoo. White mother-in-law gets this tattoo on her arm for her 3 grandkids. My thought is, after goddamn, this is horrible. I know this wasn't step 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't jump straight from everything is cool to getting 3 monkeys on your arm for your grandkids. I know it had to be something in there that made you think, this lady might be a little fucking racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, either she's racist or she's a little ignorant and doesn't really know that that's offensive, or she knows and she doesn't really care. And neither one of those scenarios is good, right? Then I'm like, what type of conversations is the family having when you're not there? What type of stuff is she saying around these kids when you're not there? This is crazy.
She tattooed 3 apes on her arm. 3 apes that represent who? Her grandbabies. Her quote unquote biracial grandbabies. But that's a whole other conversation we'll have. But she chose to represent those babies by putting apes on her white, ashy arm. You know what? White people, white women in particular, your ignorance is out of control. Just because you choose to lay down with a black man or any man of color and bring life into this world, it does not mean that you have removed your systemic bloodline racism that is clearly still there. Your ignorance is absolutely nauseating. Bringing people into the world, bringing lives into the world, especially black and brown children,
holds a great responsibility. A responsibility to educate yourself, first and foremost, and then ensure that those children are represented in the most positive light forever. Please stop. Please stop either existing and or reproducing with people that you don't understand enough, aren't educated enough, and or probably don't even like in the first place.